What's poppin', peeps? It's your boy for CancerMoonsTarot, and I'm coming at you guys with the daily readings. The first sign I see is the first sign I read. Let's get it poppin', baby, and see what's going on for all 12 of my motherfucking zodiac signs in love. Hopefully you guys are doing fantastic. If so, let me know down in the comments down below. Links in the description box down below for my Instagram, my Twitter, and my TikTok. If you guys want to drop a follow, I would greatly appreciate that. Shout out to my notification gang. I would love to see my notification gang pull on through. As always, the first sign I see is the first sign I read, and the first sign I saw was Aries. So let's go ahead and get it popping. But before we start, guys, do want to mention personal services this week are restocked. If you're interested, head over to CancerMoonsTarot.com. The link to my website is the first link in my description below. But Ram fam, welcome in. You guys are first. We're going to be doing tarot today as always, but I'm also going to bring out the lesson cards as well. If you guys remember these cards, we're going to bring out the lesson cards here today too for a little bit of fun. And you know what? Maybe there'll be a lesson or two for people that's going to be pretty valuable. So without further ado, let's begin. Starting out here with the Ram fam. Aries, welcome. Let's see what's going on here for you. So what's going to be showing up here for Aries, baby? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. What information is going to be rolling on in here for the zodiac sign of Aries? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. What do we got going on? You did have here a Ten of Swords that kind of randomly popped out, so there could be, you know, potentially some sort of ending coming in here for you, or you could kind of be done with something, right? So if it's not about just specifically an ending overall, maybe you're kind of choosing to, you know, no longer participate in a situation. But what do we got showing up here for Aries? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in the next 24 hours. All right, my Ram fam, we're getting this last and final shuffle, and we shall see what is up. Starting out here with the overall energy for you, we're going to start here with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So you could be connecting here potentially with a Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Having a look here at your current energy, Star in reverse, what it is you're dealing with, Four Cups in reverse, and looking at the outcome here for you, the Queen of Swords. It definitely looks as something from your life, once it's been removed, everything has improved, okay? Look at my rhymes today, huh? But nonetheless here for you, Aries, once something's been removed, everything has been improved is what it's looking like to me here moving into your next 24 hours. Now, this doesn't have to be specifically a person. Maybe this is about removing something from your diet. You know, maybe you recently learned, oh shit, gluten doesn't really sit with me well. So now that I removed that, everything's amazing. I feel fantastic every time that I eat food. You know, so it could be about removing something from your diet. It could definitely be about removing a specific person, but maybe it's about removing a hobby. Maybe there was a certain hobby or possibly like a certain activity you would engage in that just didn't really have a lot of positives for you. And you kind of noticed that once you stopped doing that one specific thing, everything started to feel so much more better for you. So I kind of get that feeling for Aries here where it's like something needed to be removed, and once it was removed, like that was the thing disturbing the peace, whether it was a person, place, or thing. Once you figure it out, you're like, okay, that disrupted a lot in my life. Now that it's no longer a part of it, I feel freaking fantastic. Ten of Pentacles is all about stability, feeling like you're at the top of the mountain, feeling comfortable, collected, and overall grounded. So I do see you guys kind of coming to the conclusion that something needs to get cut out. And once it is cut out, whatever it may be, you definitely see a turnaround here overall, okay? So that's kind of the gist of it. Very quick, general, and to the point kind of read. Of course, take that if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. But let's take a look here at your Soul's Journey card, and we'll see what lesson we got showing up here for you, okay? So what's going to be the lesson card showing up here for Aries? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in the next 24 hours. What lesson do they potentially need to hear? And we have here self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Ooh, I like this one for you, okay? So in reference to your self-esteem, for some of you guys, you could be removing yourself from a person or maybe even an environment that might have been hindering your self-esteem. So this might be why you feel so much better. Maybe you feel more of a confidence boost, right? Because sometimes we can be around people who are pretty shitty. People that are, you know, very piss poor attitude towards our self-esteem, or people who make us question our self-esteem or bring us down instead of bring us up. So if you're in Aries and you were kind of in a situation where you were connecting with people who were hindering or affecting your self-esteem, being out of that environment now, you know, your self-esteem definitely gets boosted here. Okay. So always remember, you possess the gifts of the soul that benefit yourself and others. Okay, very beautiful. I like that showing up here for you. So I do see for some of you Aries, maybe a lesson you need to learn is, you know, adding more self-esteem into your life. For other Aries, This could be about removing people in your life who have hindered your self-esteem and getting yourself right back on track so that you can go ahead and have a high self-esteem once again moving forward, okay? Very cool. All right, Ram fam, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. Of course, do take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't, but thank you guys so much for tuning in nonetheless, okay? All right, guys, so we started out here with our first sign today. The first sign is Aries. Let me just fix something real quick, guys. I don't know why every day this happens. I get these freaking pop-ups from YouTube, and I don't want them. I don't want them showing up. All right. It blocks like everything that I need to look at, you know? All right. So our first was fire. So fire was first today. Let's go ahead and do fire, earth, water, air. I'm down with that. Let's go ahead and hop on into the earth sign. And we're going to have a look here at the Virgo. Let's see what's going on here for Virgo, baby. Sun, moon, rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. What do we got going on? By the way, Justin Rivers, what's going on, brother? How are you? Thank you for tuning in. Hey, Marissa. How's everybody doing? Hey, Jessica. Hey, Amy. Hello, hello. Thank you guys for coming on through. Doreen, what's going on? Virgo's getting red right now. That's what's up. Came in at the perfect time. What information do we got rolling on in here for Virgo? Sun, moon, rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. All right, my Virgo family, we're going to get this last and final shuffle, and then we'll see what's going on with you. Hopefully, we're looking at some awesome stuff. Starting out here with the overall energy for you, we do begin this reading here with the King of Cups. So, King of Cups showing up, could be dealing with a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Looking at your current energy, we got here the Five of Pentacles, what you're dealing with, Four of Pentacles, and then looking at the outcome here, Four Cups showing up as well. So, as far as what I'm seeing for Virgos here, you know, King of Cups to the Five of Pentacles, you know, the King of Cups is about looking at something in a very mature way, in a very mature manner. You know, King of Cups is somebody who's kind of, you know, been around the block for a while. You know, they understand that they've gone through a lot of ups and downs in life. They've learned a lot. You know, the King of Cups has gone through so much pain in their life to the point where it's like they have learned how to heal and they've learned what to tolerate and what not to tolerate. And that's basically you, Virgo. You know, I've gone through enough pain. I've gone through enough intense shit, but I've matured a lot in my own growth, in my emotional life, and in my spiritual life. And, you know, I'm at a place in time where I can see things in a very mature manner. So looking at your current energy, Five of Pentacles, you know, Five of Pentacles is the energy of lack. You know, I think you're recognizing that maybe right now at this time, you've kind of been holding on to something that you're potentially feeling like you've been lacking, or you're holding on to something that isn't really there. For example, let's say you're holding on to a relationship with somebody, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a romantic relationship, and you recognize nothing's really there at this time. And, you know, granted that, you know, I'm holding on to this person because I'm used to them being a part of my life, but if the vibe isn't there, then what is there to hold on to? If I'm essentially holding on to nothing, then why am I still holding on? I kind of feel like that is going to be, you know, a bit of the realization for you moving into your next 24 hours. It's like there's not really much here anymore between you and a person, maybe between you and a hobby, you and a passion, you and a job. You know, Five of Pentacles is the energy of lack. Something feels like it's missing. And the more that I keep holding on to something that's missing, it's not going to make me re-explore it. It's not going to make me find what's missing. So I definitely think that looking at the outcome here, Four of Cups, you know, you're choosing here to say, all right, I'm done focusing on what's missing, and I'm going to definitely start to, you know, kind of probe at the question of, will I find what's missing in this environment? Will I find what's missing with this person? Will I find what's missing at this job? And if I don't believe I'm going to find what's missing, then where do I need to search next? And if I can find what's missing, what do I need to do to make it happen? You know, that's kind of the question here that you're probing at moving into the next 24 hours. It's like, I need to stop focusing on what's lacking and see what I can do about it instead. You know, the more I reinforce the problem, which is the lack that you're experiencing, the more lack you're going to receive, because lack loves lack, just like attracts like. So with that being said here for you, it's about switching up what you do. Instead of focusing on what's missing, can I find what's missing in this person? Can I find what's missing in this environment? And if I can, how do I go about that? And if I can't, where do I search next? Seems to be the vibe here for Virgos. Moving into the next 24. Of course, do take that how that resonates, leave it if it doesn't. All right, hopping on in here into your lesson card. Let's see what lesson's going to show up here for Virgos. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. What lesson do we have showing up here for the zodiac sign of Virgo? And what do we got? We have here loneliness. You know, I know that I am never alone. Absolutely. You know, there's a difference between being alone and being lonely. You know, when you're lonely, you definitely have people around you, but it can feel like maybe you don't have the ability to reach them or to communicate to them because maybe you feel like people can't relate, you know, but when you're truly alone, that's when you don't have anybody. And I don't think that's the case here for you, Virgo. I do think that to a certain extent, for some of you dealing with this situation, you know, you're holding on to some environment that's missing something you want or something that you need. But in a way, maybe a part of you is holding on to that environment because maybe you're afraid to be lonely, or maybe you've been feeling lonely. So it's like, it's better to hold on to an environment that's missing something than to have nothing at all. And what I would say to that is that it's better to be alone and in the company of your own self, rather than to be in the company of something that's unfulfilling. If it's a romantic relationship we're dealing with here, if you're not fulfilled by that partner, if you're not happy, it's like you're better off kind of doing what you can to enjoy the company of yourself than being in the company of somebody you're not necessarily happy being surrounded by. So what I feel here for Virgo peeps is, for you guys, the lesson here is loneliness. Know that you're never alone. Also, remember too, whatever you feel like is lacking in your life or missing in your life exists in the world. If you're not finding it in your current situation, ask yourself, how can I attain what I feel is missing? And if you don't believe you can attain that, then where can you find it somewhere else? Okay? All right, though, Virgo, do take it if it resonates. Leave it if it doesn't. But thank you guys so much for tuning on in nonetheless, okay? Really, really appreciate you guys coming on out here. So we finished up our Earth. So we did so far our fire. We did our Earth. We're going to go ahead now and move on into our water signs, okay? So going into water, let's have a look here at the Cancer. Let's see what's going on here for the Crab Gang, baby. What's going to be showing up here for Cancer? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. By the way, Locks of Love or Locks for Love Tarot, how are you? Julia, what's going on? Hey, everybody. Hello, hello. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Appreciate you guys so much. What do we got showing up here, please, for the zodiac sign of Cancer? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. All right, Team Cancerion, you guys are really coming up quick here today. Let's get this last shuffle. And we'll see what's going on with you. Hopefully, we're looking at some pretty fantastic stuff. Cancer, overall energy for you is going to be the Queen of Wands in reverse. So you could be connecting here potentially with a fire sign like an Aries, Sag, Leo. Having a look at your current energy, we do have here the Five of Cups in reverse, what you're dealing with. We have here the Ten of Cups reversed, and then the outcome for Team Cancer is going to be the Hermit in the upright position. Definitely see some wisdom being gained here or granted in the next 24 hours for Cancerians. Let's look at this though. All right, so we started here first and foremost with the Queen of Wands reversed to the Five of Cups in the reverse position as well. I think that right now, Queen of Wands reverse is kind of my big card of either you're not feeling super energetic. It could be the energy, Cancer, of feeling kind of groggy or meh and bleh. So one thing I do want to say, Cancer, is that when we're cranky, we can be little demons, okay? We can kind of be ready to pinch anybody with our crab hands, you know what I'm saying? So be careful with the claws, okay? You don't want to pinch anybody moving into the next 24 hours because this could be the energy of showing up that you're a little cranky, you're not feeling too good. If you do want to avoid crankiness, sleep, Cancer, on time, okay? I ain't gonna lie to you guys, I've been kind of cranky today. It resonates with me a little bit because I went to bed fucking late. And you know what? I should have went to bed earlier. So moving into the next 24 hours, get your rest, guys, so that you don't wake up feeling cranky or feeling any type of way. All right. Regardless, though, Queen of Wands reverse could be about not feeling within your power, but it also could be about feeling kind of cranky. Looking at your current energy, Five of Cups reversed. Yeah. In the next 24 hours, it's like I'm hearing like you're kind of over it already. You might feel like you're waking up on the wrong side of the bed and looking at what you're dealing with here. Ten of Cups reversed. It's like, ugh, today just feels unfulfilling. It's a day where it's like you feel like you want to go back to bed. Now, I know a lot of Cancers watching this are going to be like, well, Ant, this sounds freaking horrible. Why are you telling me all this information? Well, I'm going to tell you exactly what I see, but here's the thing. I love tarot because it's so freaking avoidable. So by seeing this and by hearing what can potentially happen, we can use our free will to avoid it, and that's what's so fantastic about tarot. So Cancer, big advice. Get proper rest. Moving into your next 24 hours, already going to be a proper game changer for you moving into tomorrow. Now, one thing I will say for you is that if you do find yourself, even if you get the proper rest and you kind of still feel like you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, or if you kind of feel just overall not in a good energy, it's like nothing seems fulfilling today, everything feels bleh, then what my advisement would be for you is try to keep to yourself. Looking at the outcome here, the Hermit. The Hermit card is a card of self-isolation, but do remember when Cancerians are on their own and are in their own energy, it can be a very rejuvenating time for you. So make sure you're taking out the time in the next 24 hours to do things in your life that are going to bring in rejuvenation. Whether it's about setting aside extra time to take a longer shower, right? Because sitting in the shower, relaxing a little bit instead of rushing to get ready to work can be very therapeutic. Maybe have an Epsom salt bath, do something kind for yourself, you know, make yourself, or not even make yourself dinner, order yourself out some dinner, treat yourself a little bit in the next 24 hours. And it certainly can be a massive game changer, just being in your own company, but also being very much so taking care of yourself. You know, that's something that's very important as well. I don't know why I'm feeling the need to bring this up, but I saw a post yesterday that I put on my Instagram. It was by Sadhguru. I think I'm saying that correctly. Hopefully I'm saying his name correctly, but I like his content a lot, if you guys know who that is. And he was basically mentioning in one of his talks about how if you're in the company of yourself and you still find a way to be miserable, then are you good company? You know, I think that's something to think about. And I don't know why, Cancer, that's what I'm being called to tell you. If you find that by being alone, Hermit card, being kind of in isolation, that you can still find ways to be miserable, you have to ask yourself, are you good company? Because you know, you can't blame anybody else. You can't blame any other situation if you're on your own and in the company of yourself. So if you find yourself in a place of misery while you're still kind of on your own, you have to ask yourself, what is it exactly I could do to move out of this energy of misery and start getting into an energy of fulfillment? And how can I become more comfortable and fulfilled in being in the company of myself? Because then you can become good company. Okay? So random message there, but that's what I felt coming through. Was an interesting really, really cool and interesting kind of talk. And I put that post on my Instagram yesterday. I thought it was really, really good thing to talk about because it's super true, right? So just throwing that out there for you Cancers. But nonetheless, you know, tarot's 100% avoidable. I always say that. So for your next 24 hours, if you want to dodge this, get proper rest. You know, don't mind spending the day to yourself and being extra kind to yourself and kind of just doing what you need to do to rejuvenate. I definitely feel like it's just one of those days to recharge the batteries, okay? And you'll be looking a lot better here overall. Okay. All right, Cancer, before we sign off here with your read, let's take a look here at your lesson for the next 24 hours. Are there any lessons here or lesson in general that Cancer needs to hear moving on into their next 24 hours? Let's go ahead and take a look. All right, let's go ahead and see what do we got. And we got here imagination. That's from SpongeBob, man. That just popped into my head right there. So imagination, I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. I really think, Cancer, that for some of you, this is an oddball message. Take it if it applies to you. But in your next 24 hours, I feel like many of you are going to be called to just kind of be in solitude. You know, you kind of want to be in your own energy. You just don't want to be around anybody. You're like, screw everyone today. I want to be by myself. That's fine. But I think that what's going to happen here is you're going to get to a point where maybe you're going to look within yourself, and maybe some of you guys have recently have been struggling to feel creative. Maybe recently you've been struggling to feel like you can connect to your imagination. Maybe you might just feel like, I don't know, recently I've kind of felt very blocked and restricted in terms of creativity. So for any Cancers who have been feeling this way, I think you're going to start to unblock that while you're in your solitude and get back in touch with your creative roots and get back in touch with your sacral chakra, you know, because your sacral chakra can be very creative as well. What I would recommend too for Cancerians is to actually go listen to like binaural beats or any kind of mantra on YouTube. They're absolutely free for the sacral chakra, any kind of sacral chakra healing or activation frequency. Listen to that. Definitely can help in terms of raising vibration and let alone raising creativity as well. So I feel here for Cancer, some of you guys could be about like your solitude could be about reconnecting with your imagination. All right. Regardless though, you know, imagination here, it says, I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. I do think for some Cancerians, you know, that's a very important thing to bring into play. I think it's an important lesson that, you know, we need to focus on doing everything we can to create things in our lives and to imagine and to really make sure that we're embracing our creative side and creative aspect, because at the end of the day, we are all conscious creators. So always remember that the energy you put out there as well is what you get back, and it's essentially what you're creating. So try to be extra mindful of what you want to create in your life and what paths you want to take, and make sure that you are aligning what you choose to put out there in such a way that you get what you want at the end of the day. You know, don't put out negativity there and expect good things to come back to you, right? You got to put out beautiful energy to get a beautiful life back. Keep that in mind as well. Okay. All right, though, Cancer, let's go ahead and keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward, though. Thank you guys for tuning in nonetheless. Really appreciate it. By the way, Robin, thank you so much for becoming a member. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. All right. All right, guys. So we did our water just now. So far we did our fire, our earth, our water, going on into the air sign. Let's have a look here at the lovely and amazing Gemini. What's going on for the Gemini, baby? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. What do we got going on? What information is going to be rolling on in here for the zodiac sign of Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours? All right, my Gemmy Gems, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves this last and final shuffle, and we'll see what we got going on here, baby. Hopefully, all is well. What do we got going on for the Gemini? Gemini, overall energy here for you is going to be the Judgment card. You could be dealing with a Scorpio, possibly. Having a look here at your current energy, we got here the Page of Cups in reverse, looking at what you're dealing with. We have here the Lovers, and looking at the outcome here for you is going to be the Four of Cups in the upright position. So, Gemini, you're certainly showing up here in your reading, as we do have here the Lovers card. So the Lovers card here is Gemini energy. Now, we have here the Judgment, and we have here the Page of Cups in reverse. So you kind of want to give something a chance, but you're not going to be the one to initiate, is what I'm seeing for Gemini. You're like, I just don't want to initiate, okay? Looking at what you're dealing with here, we do have here the Lovers. You know, I do feel like you certainly have a lot of either feelings, or you're very connected to someone or something, but at this time it kind of feels like whatever it is you're connected to is tuning you out, and it's like, what the heck? Because you're about to give somebody or give a situation here a second chance, and from your perspective it's like they should be working hard to win me over. It shouldn't be the other way around, where I'm working hard to win them over. So what do I do here going forward? You know, so this is where things get weird, because it's like, okay, you're giving a person or a situation a second chance, but you're not going to initiate this. It's like, if you want it, come get it. And based upon what you're dealing with, it's showing me that you care about this person or situation. But when I look at the outcome, there's radio silence. And what I've learned in my life is that silence is certainly an answer. If they wanted to do it, they would have. If they can, they will. So I think that you're connecting with somebody here who is essentially asking for a second chance in a certain way. I mean, it could be a job asking you for a second chance, or it could be about a friend or romantic partner, whatever the case may be. But considering that they're taking zero action, you know, what does that show on their part? They want the second chance, but they're not willing to put the work in. So what I would say, Gemini, is I'd reach out and say, listen, this is a two-way street. It takes two to tango. Either we work together and we have this second chance granted, and maybe things go amazing going forward, maybe they don't. But if you're not going to put in anything, then don't expect this second chance to be here. By the time you get back, it will be revoked. That would be my advice here for Geminis, okay? So I would reach out and say, look, you want to work on things? Let's do it. It takes two to tango, but I'm not going to be the only one dancing. Point blank, motherfucking period, okay? All right, though, Gems, moving on forward, let's have a look here and see your lesson card here at this time, okay, for the next 24 hours. So what's going to be the lesson card showing up here for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours? What's going to be the lesson here for the Geminis? And we have here forgiveness. It says, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Certainly. And if you watch my channel, you guys have definitely heard me say this before. By the way, BB Diaz, thank you for the $2. Really appreciate that. Thank you for your generosity. But if you guys have watched my channel before, you've certainly heard me say this. You can forgive, but you certainly don't need to forget. Right? You know, this is the energy of giving somebody a second chance. Like, I forgive you, but I'm not going to forget what you did. And I'm going to be mindful that you possess the capability of doing what you've done. So I'm going to keep a close eye on you. I'm going to make sure you're brought into my awareness. I'm going to make sure I look at what you're doing so that I don't get any, you know, situation coming out of nowhere, right? So I do feel here for you, Geminis, you know, even though forgiveness says, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love, I think that the best lesson you can give here to yourself is to not hold on to any negativity that this person might have induced to you in the past. It's great to let all that energy go. But what I would say differently about this card is that you may forgive, but do not forget. Keep your awareness on point. Make sure you're watching how this person moves. If you're seeing the red flags and if you're not seeing the change, then that's the end of the story. You know, an apology can only mean something if it's followed through by changed behavior. If it's not followed through by changed behavior, it's not necessarily authentic in terms of an apology. So definitely keep that in mind here, moving into your next 24 hours. Okay? All right, though, my Gemini peeps, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. Okay? So we finished up our first batch of Zodiac here for today's daily. We're going to hop on into the next batch in just a second. But real quick, just taking a look here at the comments, everybody. Thank you for your gift to us, Anthony. You're welcome. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it, BB. Thank you very, very much. There was another comment earlier that I was looking at. I wanted to respond. Give me 1 second. Paul said, hey, Aunt, long time listener and big fan here. Thank you for making these. Have a great day. Well, thank you, Paul. I really appreciate that. Thank you for supporting. Really means the world to me. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Kyle said, hi, everybody. Moldavite Aquarius here. You guys are the greatest. Hello. What's going on, Kyle? Hope all is well. Thank you for tuning in, brother. How's it going? How's it going? Trish said, I'm 100% dealing with an Aries who goes silent or just avoids. Yeah, like, it's hard, man. Silence is an answer, guys. It really is, to tell you the truth. And I know that, you know, for some people, sure, maybe they have their reasons of why they are silent. But to me, silence always speaks volumes, you know? It always speaks volumes. I'm a very big person who's all about action. If you could, you can. And if you don't, you could have. You know what I'm saying? Like, you always have that ability to do something with it. If people are just going to stay silent and take zero action, like, to me, that's an answer that you don't care or that you don't want to do anything going forward. You know? Justin says, I take my break to get the kids from school at 2:30 every day. That sounds fun, though. It's nice to take a break at that time. You know, go pick up your kids, hang out a little bit, take them home. Sounds like a nice time. Also, it's fun to, like, I don't know about you guys, but especially, like, I work from home, right? So when I go out on a break, if you will, and I just go out for a drive, it's such a good, calming time. Just sitting in the back, like, just sitting in your car, doing your thing, driving, just having a peaceful time. It's a good time to clear your head, you know? So that's a nice break. Steph said, I love your channel. Been watching you for a few years now. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much, Steph. Appreciate your support. You know, appreciate that support a lot. All right, though, guys, we're going to move on into our second batch in a second. So give me 1 sec, guys. I'm just going to go ahead and get a little bit more coffee in me. You know, this is a double shot espresso. It's not doing enough today. I promise you it's not. I've always been immune to coffee, though. It never does enough. Regardless, though, we're going to hop on into our fire again. And let's take a look here at Team Sagittarius. Let's see what's popping here, baby, okay? All right, guys, what do we got going on here for Saggy? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. What information is going to be rolling on in here for the zodiac sign of Sagittarius? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. What do we got going on? All right, my Saggy peeps. Let's go ahead and get ourselves this last and final shuffle. And we'll see what we got going on. Hopefully, we're going to be looking at some pretty fantastic stuff. All right, Saggy, overall energy for you is going to be a 2 of Pentacles in reverse. So you could be connecting here possibly with a earth sign like a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Having a look here at the current energy, we have here the King of Wands. Looking at what you're dealing with, we do have here the 10 of Wands. And then looking at the outcome for you is going to be the 8 of Cups. All right, so Sagittarius, let's see what's happening here. Pretty interesting energy at play. So we start here with the 2 of Pentacles in the reverse to the King of Wands in the upright. I feel like you're looking in a different direction. You're kind of paying no mind to somebody right now. I mean, taking a look at what you're dealing with, 10 of Wands, you know, somebody here I feel has been pretty burdensome towards you. Yeah, I'm kind of getting that energy, like I'm hearing like somebody brought nothing but trouble, or somebody constantly brought nothing but like bad vibes, or maybe somebody was just too draining. You know, unfortunately, as much as we want to help people who are going through difficult times in life, you know, people who are in really low vibrations sometimes can be incredibly draining people to be surrounded by. And despite the fact of you wanting to help them, you also have to remember that you do have the right to protect your energy. And if somebody's energy is hindering yours way too much, you also have the right to distance yourself. You know, I think that a lot of people often feel that, you know, they need to be healed by somebody else, you know, but the truth is the only way you heal is by doing the work for yourself. Nobody is ever going to heal you like the way you can heal yourself. People can throw a Band-Aid on a temporary patch for your healing that you need. But the truth is you'll never experience true healing unless you're the one doing it and you're the one taking initiative. So I feel here for Sagittarians, you know, you could have been dealing with a very draining person. Maybe they just had so much going on, and maybe they were very burdened, or maybe they constantly burdened you. Maybe you were dealing with somebody who was like a projector archetype, and they constantly projected, you know, what they're dealing with all the time onto you. And in the next 24 hours, it's like, I'm looking in a different direction. You know, I'm focusing on something else and I'm putting my attention on something else because this draining energy has become too much. And looking at the outcome here for you, we do have here the Eight of Cups. You know, Eight of Cups here is that card that represents, I need to move in, you know, I need to keep it popping, pushing and moving forward. I need to kind of just be isolated from this and do my thing. So it doesn't necessarily have to represent, because I don't see a Ten of Swords, it doesn't represent necessarily, Sag, that you're taking a permanent break and having a permanent ending here between you and somebody else. But I do think for a certain extent, a period of time, like, you know, for like a temporary period of time, you just need a break from somebody overall because of just how draining their energy has been towards you. Okay. All right, though, Sag, let's go ahead and have a look here and see what lesson's going to be showing up here for you in the next 24 hours. So is there any lesson that Sagittarian needs to hear? By the way, guys, this can relate to your reading we just did here, or this could be a totally random message. All right. But is there any lesson that Sagittarians need to hear moving into the next 24 hours? And what do we have? We have here denial. So it says here, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. I love that. So Sagittarian, I'm not sure if in any area of your life, if there's potentially been denial. But if there has been denial, it's time to acknowledge your fear and replace it with the insight of awareness. And that's very, very important. Being as real, raw, honest, and authentic with yourself as you can about your situation, your status, where you're at in life, is incredibly important. So I do feel here for any Saggies, you know, maybe right now you're dealing with a situation that maybe you've been a little bit doubtful of or been a little bit in denial about, whether it's been about work, whether it's been about a person. Maybe there's been red flags that you've clearly seen, but you're wearing rose tinted glasses. Could happen, could resonate to some of you, but keep in mind, no judgment here. You know, we've all been in situations where we've had denial of some sort. So I do think that if you're a Sag and in any area of your life there's a little bit of denial, you know, my advice here for you would be to breathe, you know, to bring into your awareness and be as aware as you can about the truth of where you're at, and then focus on what you can do going forward. Okay. All right, though, Saggy. Much love to you. Thank you for tuning in. Do take it if it resonates. Leave it if it doesn't. By the way, guys, just want to mention I don't answer questions here, so please don't spam the chat asking me a question to read for you. I do personal services. If you want one, you can buy one. It's on my website, but this is the daily reading. This is the free stuff on YouTube, so I'm not going to be answering anybody's questions. And please don't spam the chat, as it can be very distracting. Thank you very, very much. Death Proof Dallas said, Ant, you're the man. Appreciate that. Funny that I came on live on the live chat and you're on my sign and you said exactly everything that's true. Well, more than happy to resonate with you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you watching, and yeah, more than happy to resonate with you, man. Thank you. Appreciate the compliment. Thank you very much. Okay. All right, guys, moving on forward. We just finished up our fire, so we're going to go back on into the earth sign and we'll have a look here at the lovely and amazing Capricorn. Let's see what's going on here for Cappy, baby. Oh, hold on a second, guys. I'm hitting all the wrong buttons right now. Let's see what's going on here for Capricorn, okay? What do we got showing up here for Team Cappy, please? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. In the next 24 hours, what information is going to be rolling on in here for the zodiac sign of Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours? What do we got going on? All right, Team Cappy, we're going to go ahead and get two more shuffles showing up here for you, and we'll see what we got going on. Hopefully all is well. All right, let's see what's in store here for the Capricorn, for the goats. Overall energy here for you is going to be the Six of Cups in reverse. So you could be connecting here possibly with a water sign like a Cancer, Pisces, or a Scorpio. Having a look here at your current energy, we got here the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. What you're dealing with, Capricorn, Seven of Pentacles in reverse. And then the outcome here for you, Knight of Swords in the reverse position. Okay, so we got all reversals here across the board, but not always necessarily a bad thing, okay? Six of Cups reversed, not focusing on the past. Queen of Pentacles reversed, not focusing on your needs of the present either. So that's where things, I think, need a little more attention, Capricorn, because you're not focused on your past, but you're also not focused on your present. Maybe this is representing, like, you know, process of elimination. Well, what is Capricorn focused on? Maybe it's the future, you know, because if it's not the present, if it's not the past, it's got to be the future, right? So you're in that space right now where I think that you're a little bit too focused on what's to come instead of what can happen and what you're doing now. You know, looking at what you're dealing with, Seven of Pentacles reversed, you know, I think you've been pretty impatient, Cappy, about something happening or manifesting. Looking at the outcome, Knight of Swords reversed. Knight of Swords reversed tends to represent, whatever you've been wanting to come in hasn't necessarily been coming in. Okay, so here's how I'm seeing your situation, right? Take it if it resonates. If it's not your story, guys, don't worry. But I feel like you've been kind of like, you feel like you've been as patient as you could be. You're kind of at your wit's end. You know, you're waiting for something to come in. You're waiting for something that you've been wanting in the future, you know, to manifest and come into your life now. And I think that the more you've been waiting, the more stagnancy you've seen. You know, I often share with people that when we're in the energy of waiting, what we can expect is indeed more waiting, because the universe is very literal. You know, one of the best ways I saw somebody break down the universe is literally that the universe always says yes. You can tell the universe, I am honestly just not, you know, I can't even get an example here. Universe, I'm the worst person in the world. Universe, I hate my life. Universe, I am not good at playing basketball, right? You could say literally anything to the universe. You know what the universe says? Yeah. The universe will be like, yes, you're not good at basketball. You're not, you know, the most amazing person in the world, X, Y, and Z. So I learned a long time ago, the universe always says yes. But what if you were to start saying some good shit? Like, universe, I have that dream car that I've been dreaming about since I was 5, you know? That Toyota Supra I've always wanted, you know, that Nissan GTR. That Lamborghini, right? You know, you could tell the universe, I'm fucking gorgeous. I don't know why I've ever shit talked myself, because I'm a beautiful person. Universe will say, yeah, you're fine as hell. You know what I mean? So the universe is very literal, and what you put out is what you get back. So I feel for you, Capricorn, you're in that energy of waiting, and the more waiting that you protrude, the more waiting you will receive. So right now is not the time to focus on the future. It's the time to focus on the present. You set your intent to manifest what you desire. Let that intent come when it's meant to. You know, one of the best ways I explained, law of attraction in a way is that when you're manifesting something, imagine it like you have purchased a package from China and you live in the United States. You know that the package was purchased, aka you know the manifestation was put out into the universe. Now all you have to do is wait for the manifestation or the package to be delivered. Now you know that China to the USA can be not an overnight shipping, so it's going to take some time for it to get delivered. So you know that it's on the way, but you're not worrying too much about when it comes because you know that the order was placed. Think of that the same way in terms of manifesting. You know that you made your manifestation. Don't worry about how it gets there. Don't worry about when it gets there. Just know that it will still come to the destination. It will still manifest, you know? That's kind of what the point is here, moving into your next 24 hours. So Capricorns, don't worry too much about the future. Don't worry about the past. Just be present. You set your intent a long time ago of what you've been wanting and what you've been looking for. You know, you've manifested what you wanted already. It's just, it's going to come when it comes, and it's going to come on its own divine timing. You know, manifestation doesn't always come the way you want it to or when you want it to. Just know that it's still en route and it will come nonetheless. Okay. So keep that in mind, you know? All right, though, Cappy. Moving on forward, we're going to have a look here at your lesson. So let's see what lesson shows up here for Capricorns in the next 24 hours. What's going to be the lesson here for Cappy? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. And what do we have? We have here purpose. I know what I'm here to do. Absolutely. You know, I think that for some Capricorns, too, to a certain extent, might be in a period of time where, you know, you might have been waiting for something significant in life to happen to you. Maybe for some Capricorns as well, you might have recently been feeling, and keep in mind, if this resonates, cool. If it doesn't, no worries. But maybe some Capricorns recently have been trying to figure out like what their purpose is throughout their journey here. And if that's been the case here for you, you've kind of been like waiting for like this purpose, you know, this calling to just come on in, you know? And the thing about callings is that while they do tend to randomly manifest and align with us, they're not going to come from an action. You're going to figure out a calling by just simply living your life. You know, I didn't figure out that I am amazing, or that's tooting my horn a little bit. I was going to say I'm amazing at tarot, but I don't want to sound conceited. You know, I didn't know my calling was tarot, if you will, right? my entire life. I never knew that. I didn't just wait for it to show up and happen. I just took action. One day I bought a tarot deck and, I started reading tarot for myself and for my friends and family. And I started a YouTube channel and, it worked out. It became a calling in a way. I didn't expect light work to be a calling overall, but I needed to take action just by simply living my life, experimenting, trying new things. And once I did that, I found a purpose, so a purpose isn't going to just show up out of thin air. You need to be living your life in order to align with it, And you will get there nonetheless. Your purpose will seek you out, but it won't seek you out if you're doing nothing. So that's kind of like the message that I have here for you. Okay. So Capricorns, in terms of purpose, if some of you resonate with that portion of the read, don't be inactive. Don't do nothing in life at this time. Don't wait for anything to kind of just show up and align with you. Just live your life and let things work out for you, because whatever you're searching for will seek you out, especially if you've been searching for a purpose. A purpose will seek you out, but you need to be in action. Okay. All right, though, Capricorns, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So we finished up our earth. We also did our fire. So we're going to now hop on into our water, and going on into the water signs, we're going to have a look here at the Scorpio. So let's see what's popping here for Team Scorpio, baby. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. What do we got going on? What do we got showing up here for Scorpio? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. What information is going to be rolling on in here for the zodiac sign of Scorpio? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. All right, my Scorpio peeps, let's go ahead and get ourselves this last and final shuffle, and we'll see what's going on here, baby. Hopefully we're going to be looking at some pretty fantastic stuff. Overall energy here for you is going to be the Four of Wands in reverse. Having a look here at your current energy, we have here the Page of Wands in the upright position, looking at what you're dealing with. Seven of Pentacles in reverse, and looking at your outcome, Scorpio, we do have here the Eight of Swords in the reverse position as well. So for Scorpio, what I'm seeing here for you guys, Four of Wands reversed, Page of Wands in the upright, kind of looks to me like, kind of looks to me like right now you're having different interests, because it does feel like a foundation's not that sturdy. It's kind of like you're like, let's say for example, you have a best friend, but like recently things between you and your best friend have been really freaking weird. So it's like, I'm going to go hang out with my other friend who's like not necessarily my best friend, but like seems like the better alternative because things are super awkward with me and my current best friend. So it feels like there's a little bit of awkward energy and awkward tension in a specific relationship in your life, whether it's a friendship, romantic relationship, family, some kind of relationship feels a bit awkward and tense. So you're choosing to associate with other people, the other individuals in your life. They might not have the high status of who this person is, but they're good people. They're fun people to associate with. Looking at what you're dealing with, Seven of Pentacles reversed, I think that right now you're not making much of an investment into the foundation that feels a little bit weird and awkward, because right now you don't really know what to say. You don't know how to improve it. You don't know how to make things better. You just feel very awkward about it. So you're feeling very withdrawn. And looking at the outcome for you, Scorpio, Eight of Swords reversed, in the next 24 hours at least, you're kind of trying to keep it out of sight, out of mind. It's like, okay, well, if I kind of stay away from this awkward relationship right now and not really think about it, the more I stay away from it, the more I'm not going to think about it, and the more I can kind of distract myself with other people, just because this situation feels weird. There's like awkward tension there. So you don't have it figured out yet what you want to do. You're just giving yourself some time to figure it out. And, as of right now, considering that things feel a little weird, you just want to back off from some sort of relationship. And hopefully, it starts to work itself out going forward. But for the time being, you'd rather kind of distract yourself with other people, is what it looks like to me here overall. So interesting stuff, but that's what I'm seeing showing up here for you. I've definitely been in positions like this before in my life. And usually, when there's awkward tension in a relationship with somebody you love, usually there's a way of those things working itself out. So I wouldn't be too concerned about it. All right, Scorpio. Regardless though, moving on forward, let's see if there's a lesson here for you. So what's going to be the lesson here for Scorpio? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. What lesson does Scorpio need to hear? And what do we got? We have here blame. It does say, I accept responsibility for my well-being. Absolutely. I definitely think for many Scorps here, in terms of this awkward tension you've been feeling, I think that you are not doubting the fact that you are a part of this as well. I don't feel like you're fully blaming the other person because in a way, you know, right now you're choosing not to engage with them. So, you know, you're like, I can blame myself for that. I'm distancing myself because things feel weird. But at the same time, I feel that things are weird. They feel that things are weird. So it's not only them, it's me too. You know, I feel like you're very accepting of this moving into the next 24 hours. You're like, I'm not going to sit here and blame the other person and just be like, yeah, they made everything so weird and awkward. It's like, we both kind of did, you know, we're both in this energy. We're both to blame. So I feel like blame is the lesson for you. And the fact is you're accepting responsibility for your well-being. You're accepting responsibility for your actions. You know right now that maybe avoiding this relationship might not be the best thing to do. It's probably better to talk about it and be open with how you feel. But at this time, you're like, I just don't feel like doing that because it feels weird and awkward. And it's like I said too, these types of situations with people in our lives tend to work themselves out. So I wouldn't be too concerned. All right. But that's what I see showing up here for you. So of course, do take that if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. Okay. But thank you, Scorpio, for tuning on in. But let's go ahead and keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. By the way, Locks for Love Tarot said, LOL, my boyfriend's grandmother always drove a Toyota Supra. That's a badass grandma. And I love that for her, dude. If I saw a grandma whipping a Toyota Supra, I would literally go over there and give her a high five because that's cool as shit. Okay? Really cool car, man. I like the new, like, don't get me wrong, the old Supras, the OGs are fucking gorgeous and they will forever be one of the nicest sports cars. But the new ones that they came out with, the concept and just the refresh looks really fantastic too. The new Supras are really freaking cool, man. All right though, guys, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So we did our water, we did our fire, we also did our earth. So we're gonna hop on into the air sign and we're gonna have a look here at the Aquarius. Let's see what's going on here for Team Aqua, baby. Messages here for Team Aquarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. What information is going to be showing up here for the zodiac sign of Aquarius? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. Aquarian, we did have here a Page of Swords that randomly popped out here for you. So there could be some kind of message on its way to you. Could be the energy of somebody keeping an eye on you. All right. So if you've been noticing or kind of getting the feeling that somebody's been watching you, you know, maybe somebody's been like very frequently looking at your Snapchat, your Instagram, your social media, you know, that could be the energy of somebody here who's like really thinking about you and keeping an eye on you. So, you know, check who's looking at your social media often. You know, there's ways to see it. Like Snapchat, you can see who viewed your story. Instagram, you can see who viewed your story. You know, so look and pay attention to that kind of stuff. If you see somebody popping up a lot, a specific person constantly popping up a lot on everything you post, you know, I do think that person's thinking about you very frequently and they're definitely intentionally keeping a pretty close eye on you. All right. Regardless, though, what do we got showing up here for Aquarian, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in the next 24 hours? Let's go ahead and have a look, everybody. We're going to start out here with the overall energy, which is going to be the Six of Swords in reverse. Looking at your current energy here, we do have here the Page of Cups. Taking a look here at what it is you're dealing with, we have here the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. And then looking at the outcome here for you is going to be the Six of Pentacles in the reverse position. By the way, guys, just to make this clear, because I know that sometimes people do think that like I forget zodiacs. We're not done with the reading, everybody. I'm not going to forget your sign. I promise you all 12 signs get read in every daily reading that I do. So once I get to your sign, I'll get it completed. But with that being said, if you can hang on till I get to the sign, I'd really, really appreciate it. Okay. All right, guys, hopping on into it, Aquarius. Let's see what's going on here for you. So we got here the Six of Swords reversed, and we have here the Page of Cups in the upright position. You know, what I'd say here for you is that you're getting back into a more receptive place where you're trying to be more open to people. But it's interesting to me because looking at what you're dealing with, Nine of Pentacles reversed, I think that to a certain extent, it's really hard for you right now to let your guard down. But I think that intuitively, you're actually following up with what your intuition's trying to tell you. Aquarius, if you've been trying to be more open again, but you've been having this, this gut feeling, right? This natural feeling to keep your guard up, if you will, I think there's a reason behind that. Because looking at the outcome here, Six of Pentacles reversed, kind of get the feeling that somebody here is not on the same page with you. I also kind of feel that somebody here doesn't have the best intentions with you. So of course, with the people you can trust, keep your guard down. But if there's new people in your environment or people you're not particularly close to that are trying to get close to you, be open to the experience, but definitely keep your awareness up as much as you can and keep your awareness on point and as on point as you can at this time, because I do think that your intuition's picking up on something going on. I'm not sure what it is specifically, but if you're kind of being called to keep your guard up, I wouldn't dismiss your intuitive feeling. I would definitely keep your guard up here and just be extra aware of somebody's intentions and the actions that they take, okay? All right, though, Aqua, moving on forward, let's take a look here and see your lesson for the next 24 hours. Please do keep in mind this lesson card can resonate to what we just discussed here, or it could be a totally random message that maybe you need to hear in your life. So what lesson do we have for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in the next 24 hours? And we have here growth. It says, I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. Funnily enough, we were just talking about awareness and how this is a great time right now to be as aware as possible of the people you're dealing with. Regardless though, growth over here, I want to expand my consciousness and awareness. I definitely think many of you are going through a period of growth. I think there's a lot of growth that's coming up here for you, especially when we look at the reading we just did, because it says you want to be vulnerable again. You know, well, don't mind that over there, but you want to be vulnerable again, right? Six of Swords reversed here, Page of Cups. You want to be open again. You want to be open to people. You know, you're not trying to remain closed off. You know, there's a difference between having your guard up versus being closed off. Being closed off means that you're not giving anybody a chance. Having your guard up just means that you tread lightly. You make sure that you pay close attention to other people while still giving them a chance as well. So I think there's a lot of growth here because you went from being emotionally closed off to being emotionally open, but you're just still keeping an extra eye out for people and their intentions, and I think that's totally fine too. So the lesson here is growth. It's good to grow, it's good to be open, and the more you can open up your consciousness and awareness, the more you can see people's true intentions. So it's a good thing to grow, keep on growing, but don't be afraid as well to, you know, to listen to your intuition as well. All right, Aquarius. Of course, take that if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't, but thank you so much for tuning on in nonetheless, okay? All right, Team Aqua, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So we finished up our second batch of Zodiac signs. We're going to move on into our last and final batch in just a second. Locks for Love Tarot said, I love that Soul Journey deck, and I'm dying over the blame card. Someone very important in my life is also somebody who will never accept blame, and I'm dying laughing over here. Oh boy, it happens. There are some people like that will never take accountability. It kind of just is what it is. Real quick though, guys, just shameless plug if you want to. In my description below, if you guys want to get the Soul's Journey lesson card deck, it's in my description. It is an Amazon affiliate link, so you guys don't pay me anything, but I get a little bit of profit from it from you guys buying it. So, you know, like I said, you don't pay any less money or any more money. You pay the same regardless. So if you guys want to get this deck and you would like to support me in a way, there's an affiliate link below for this tarot deck, okay? Or for more so this lesson oracle deck, okay? All right, though, guys, regardless, we're going to go ahead and move on into our final batch now, which is going to be going back to fire. So as we go back to fire signs, we're going to go ahead and take a look here at the Leo. All right, what's going to be rolling on in here for the zodiac sign of Leo? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. Let's go ahead and see what's going on here for the zodiac sign of Leo. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. What do we got going on? You did have here a Ten of Pentacles in reverse fallout, so there could be some sort of instability happening at this time, if you will. If that comes back out, though, we'll touch more basis on it for sure. Dang, you guys are taking long to pull through today, Leo. What's going on? One more shuffle. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look here for you, and we'll see what is up. I think that's the longest shuffle I've ever done for a daily reading before. Wow. Leo, overall energy for you is going to be the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So you could be dealing with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Having a look here at your current energy, Wheel of Fortune in reverse. What it is you're dealing with, we got here the Three of Cups. And looking at the outcome here is going to be the Page of Wands in the reverse position. So as far as what I see for Team Leo coming into your next 24 hours, we start out here first and foremost with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse to the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. You know, the Wheel of Fortune reverse can be a card that represents a not so smooth transition. I think that you've been trying to be focused on your needs, your wants, and your desires, but it hasn't been easy to transition to that because you've kind of been fueling somebody else here. And what I mean by that is looking at what you're dealing with, Three of Cups, you've been very adamant of making other people happy, but I think that it's kind of, you know, put you in the process of not being able to focus on yourself as much. You know, for the past 2 days, or not the past 2 days, yesterday, I mean, I saw this a lot in the readings yesterday of people not filling their cup first, like people really making sure that everybody else in their life is happy, but not really focusing too much on themselves. And I've been seeing that theme kind of show up a little bit last week and yesterday too. So I do feel that theme showing up here for you, Leo, where it's like you do want to do the best you can to make other people happy, but at the same time you're noticing it hasn't been easy to transition back into making sure that I make myself happy too, and that I take care of my feelings and my desires and fill up my cup as well. So looking at the outcome here, Page of Wands reversed, I think many of you are realizing in the next 24 hours, it has to be time here for me to take the attention and the spotlight off the other people that I'm making happy in my life, because I deserve happiness as well. So if I'm really going to transition back into filling my cup first, I'm going to have to take the spotlight off the other people. Absolutely. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that either. The best form of happiness you can have is happiness that comes from within. And even if you can provide happiness towards others, they're never going to be truly fulfilled unless they find happiness within themselves. So definitely make sure you pour and fill up your cup first here at this time, Leo. Okay? All right, guys, let's take a look here and see what lesson's going to come in here for you. So what lesson do we have showing up here for Leo? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in the next 24 hours. Let's go ahead and take a look. And what do we got? We have here adversity. Absolutely. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. And I love that for you. I really do. Adversity, I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. You know, I think that in this kind of situation too, it has been quite challenging to be able to balance your personal life and your personal desires when other people have been pretty much prioritized. You know, it's been pretty difficult to balance you and your priorities while other people's have seemed to take in, the top spot of the list. So, throughout all this, I think that the number one thing you're learning is that as much of a challenge as it's been, that doesn't have to be a challenge that I need to face in my life. That doesn't have to be a challenge I need to participate in, right? Because I always have the free will to pull back and focus on me and make sure I'm filling up my cup and finding my fulfillment too. So rising above that feeling here of making other people happy and really being able to focus on yourself is going to be incredibly important. Now, one thing I will say about Leos is that Leos have very similar energies to Cancer sometimes. Now, Cancers, they have people-pleasing habits a little bit. At least I can say that about Cancer. I'm a Cancer myself. I grew up being a very big people pleaser. I'm not saying necessarily for you, Leo, that people pleasing is what you do, but there could be that energy where you do want people to be happy because you have this ability to make them happy. Leos have a way of radiating such beautiful lights in the world and being able to shine up anybody's day. And I think that you love making other people feel happy because it does also make you feel good about yourself. But I think that what you need to remember is that we can give and give and give, but we need to give back to ourselves as well. The moment when we stop giving back to ourselves, we're going to drain ourselves in the process. And then what's left, right? Remember that saying, guys, all the time. You can never pour from an empty cup. Okay? All right, though, Leo. I love you. You have the adversity here to accept the challenge. You already accepted the challenge. Right now is the time. You've been focusing on making other people live their best life. Now it's time to pull back and focus up on you, baby. Okay? All right, guys. Let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So we did all the fire. We also did all of the the earth sign as well. All right. So, 1 second, y'all. By the way, I did earth sign first, right? Or no, I didn't. I'm sorry. We didn't even do earth sign yet. We're on fire. So it's fire, earth, water, air. For some reason, I thought I did 2 signs on the last batch already. Guess not. All right, though, everybody, real quick, we got 3 more signs to go. I'm just going to take a 2-second break. I just want to go ahead and get some coffee in me real fast, and then we'll come back and we'll bang out the rest of the readings because I am getting a little bit drained here. We've been live for almost an hour, so I feel like time has flown by, though. God damn. Can't believe it's almost been an hour. So give me 2 seconds, y'all. I'll be right back. For everybody who's in here, if you can drop a like, that'll be cool. So give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back, and then I will finish up the remainder of the 3 zodiacs, okay? Thank you very much. And BRB.
I don't wanna fall in love. I just wanna have some fun, yeah. I don't wanna fall in love. I just wanna have some fun. I don't wanna fall in love, 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 fall in love. I don't wanna fall in love. I don't wanna fall in love.
All right, guys, we are back. We're going to go back on into our Earth sign now, and we're going to take a look here at the lovely and amazing Taurus gang. Let's see what's going on here for the Bull Gang, baby. Message is here for Team Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. In the next 24 hours, what information is going to be rolling on in here for the Bull Gang? What's going to be showing up here for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours? All right, my Bull Gang, let's get this last and finalized shuffle, and we'll see what's popping, baby. Hopefully all is well. Taurus, overall energy for you is going to be the Wheel of Fortune. So you could be connecting here possibly with a fixed zodiac like an Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, or potentially a Leo. Looking into your current energy, we got here the Seven of Cups in reverse. What you're dealing with, Two of Pentacles in reverse. Looking at the outcome here for you, Seven of Pentacles in the reverse position. So Wheel of Fortune coming out on top as the overall energy for you. Wheel of Fortune is fixed energy, so it's fixation, and the Wheel of Fortune is all about moving in that new direction, free flowing into something new. So you're fixated on that idea of going in a new path, and you're not changing your mind about it one bit. Having a look at what you're dealing with here, Seven of Cups in reverse. You know, Seven of Cups reversed here is a card that definitely represents that you've been focused on one thing and one thing only. You know, when you're the Seven of Cups in the upright position, that's the energy of having multiple different places and paths and choices to take. But when it's in the reverse position, your main focus is on one cup, not the remaining six. So for your next 24 hours, Taurus, you're very fixated on something, on some form of fulfillment, if you will. Having a look at what you're dealing with here, we do have here the Two of Pentacles in reverse, which is a card that represents that there is no ands, ifs, or buts about it. You're getting something done. And looking at the outcome here, Seven of Pentacles reversed is what I see here, that in terms of the investment you're making, you are very focused on this one investment. And as for everything else, you won't be paying much attention to it. So Taurus, your whole entire reading is like, dude, I'm locked in on one thing and one thing only. You're very tunnel visioned at this time of making something happen. Now that's a good thing and a bad thing. You know, we can look at this from two perspectives. We can look at this from the perspective of like, okay, let's say you are going balls to the wall right now at the gym. It is all you think about. It's all you breathe. It's all you think about. It's all you're doing. You know, gym. It's a great thing. You're going to make your body look fantastic. Health-wise, going to improve severely. But look at the downside of hitting the gym all the time, every day. You're very sore. You can overwork yourself. You can hurt yourself, right? So when we think about it, when we're tunnel vision on one thing and one thing only, we miss out on the balance of needing to attend to the other things in our life. A lot of people will go to the gym 5 days a week, not have a rest day, and what happens? They fuck up their muscles really bad. They really do. Because without having a rest day, without having a break in between all that, you're doing a lot of damage to your muscles. So what ends up happening here is that what you thought was a good thing that you locked in on doing created a disruption in balance, because there's other things that you needed, such as rest. Rest is incredibly important for building muscle. So with that being said, in life, whether we're talking about gym here, we're talking about money here, we're talking about being locked in on a person, in love, we got to remember there are so much other things in life that need our attention too. So I would say, while it's good to have a goal in mind and to be very focused on it, you don't want to miss out on the balance. You don't want to disrupt the balance and start lacking in other areas that need your attention and your support too. That would be my advisement. Do not walk away, or more so lock in on one thing only, but also forget everything else that needs to get taken care of. Because then, you know, future problems can be created that you definitely maybe don't want to have for your future. All right, Taurus? All right, though, guys. Like I said, it's a good and a bad thing. I just think that if you can have practicality and balance added to whatever this is that's been your main focus, then you're looking at something really healthy and something really positive. All right? All right, guys, moving on forward. Let's have a look here and see your lesson for the next 24 hours, Taurus. Do keep in mind this can apply to the reading we just discussed, or it could be a random lesson that maybe some of you need to hear. So what lesson do we got showing up here for Taurus in the next 24 hours? And we have here happiness. Hello. It says, I am aware that being happy means that I'm on the right path. Ooh, I love that card for you, because at the end of the day, guys, you got to check in with yourself. Are you happy with what you're doing? Are you happy with your job? Are you happy with your life? Are you happy with your partner? Happiness is a giant indicator of whether or not you're on the right path. And I think for many of you, while you're pursuing some sort of goal right now, like we talked about in your tarot reading, you're pretty happy because you're doing something you love. So as long as you're happy with what you're doing, it is a great indicator that you're on the right path. So I think that that's a lesson many of you are learning. I think that maybe you've spent a lot of time in life not being happy in certain situations, and what ended up happening in those situations? They inevitably changed or ended because they weren't the right path for you, because no happiness was drawn from it. So always remember, happiness is a great indicator of whether or not we're on the right path. Always keep that in mind, Taurus. It's a very good way to tell. All right though, guys. Interesting read for sure. Like I said, bring in the balance of all things and you're looking at something really healthy, okay? All right, Bull Gang, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it, okay? All right, guys. So all the earth signs are done. All the fire signs are done. Going on into our water. Let's have a look here at the fish and see what's going on here for the Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. What do we got showing up here, please, for the zodiac sign of Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. What do we got going on for the fish? All right, Team Pisces, let's go ahead and get ourselves one more shuffle over here, and we'll see what's going on, baby. Hopefully, we're looking at some pretty awesome stuff. Overall energy for you is going to be the Empress in reverse. Having a look here at your current energy, we have here the Queen of Wands in the upright, what you're dealing with, Pisces. We have here the Hangman in reverse, and then looking at the outcome for you, Five of Pentacles in the upright position as well. So for the fish, let's see what's popping. We start out here first and foremost with the Empress in reverse to the Queen of Wands in the upright position. As far as what I'm seeing for Team Piscean here, Empress in reverse, Queen of Wands in the upright, I think that right now you're not feeling super... You know, Empress reverse is like, I'm not really feeling myself. I'm not feeling super beautiful or super confident. I'm not feeling super content or happy. It's kind of like a restless energy within yourself of you not feeling comfortable in you. And looking at your current energy being the Queen of Wands here says, fuck that. And that's what I love here for you, Pisces. Queen of Wands is fuck that. Even though I might not be feeling myself right now, I'm going to hype myself up. Even though I might not be feeling myself right now, I'm going to look in my mirror and say some motherfucking affirmations. Because I know that what I'm feeling is not the truth about who and what I am. Period. I love it, Pisces. I do. Because guess what? I feel shitty about myself sometimes, guys. I really do. I'll look at myself and I'll feel horrible. You know, insecurities will come out flashing left and right. I'll pick at myself. I'll go crazy. I'll be like, I hate this. I hate that. I wish I could look like this, or I wish I had this in my life, whatever the case may be. It happens. We're humans. We get fucking insecure, and insecurities suck balls. But the truth is that what you are feeling is not necessarily the original feeling that is coming from within you. What you are feeling is society. What you are feeling is past experiences with shitty people. What you are feeling is what you were programmed to feel ever since you were born. Most of the time, the insecurities that live within us never manifested from us because they had to have came from somewhere. We got to remember, energy doesn't necessarily always come from you. It comes from somewhere. So when it comes towards most of the insecurities we have, those are insecurities that were programmed within us over time, especially growing up as a kid. So Pisces, moving into your next 24, you know, I think you're recognizing I might be feeling this way, but that's not my truth. Queen of Wands is about you speaking your truth. You're getting ready to hype yourself up, getting ready to love yourself, getting ready to appreciate who you are. You know, Hangman reversed. I'm letting go of these feelings because they don't serve me, you know? They don't serve me in the slightest. These are feelings that came from my environment, not initially from me. And looking at the outcome here for you, Five of Pentacles. You know, at the end of the day, you're getting ready here to basically detach and isolate yourself from these feelings over time. And you're doing everything you can to make sure you keep reinforcing positive reinforcement about yourself and about who you are. You know, it's very important, guys. And sorry, I'm like losing my voice over here. Knock on wood that I don't, but I'm like, you know, getting really tired here. So it's hard to talk. Basically for you guys, what I'm trying to say is in regards to, you know, the way we feel about ourselves, you know, maybe we've created our own insecurities. Certainly, yes, that can be a possibility, but there's definitely a lot that have come over time in our lives from growing up that we have and that we carry with ourselves throughout our lives. And we got to remember, man, the shit that we feel, just because we feel a certain way doesn't make it true. You know, everybody's born with a naturally high vibration. Everybody's born with love for themselves. Everybody's born to look at themselves and see the true beauty that they are. And when we start doubting that beauty, when we start pushing that beauty away and replacing it with negativity, the only thing we can do is start bringing in positive reinforcement and recognizing that those negative beliefs you have about yourself are not true. And when we can start to remove those negative beliefs and reinforce the positive ones, we can wipe away the brainwashing that we had since we were children of what our environment has told us we need to be and what kind of, insecurities were manifested from TV or from this person or that person. And as we can move past that and replace more positive affirmations about who we are, the more we can get comfortable with who we are, and we can start to change the way we feel about ourselves overall. All right, though, Pisces, moving on forward here for you. I like it, guys. I really do. Happy to see this for you. Moving on forward, though, let's have a look here and see if there's any lesson coming on in here for you. So what's going to be the lesson showing up here for Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in the next 24 hours. What's going to be the lesson showing up here for the zodiac sign of the fish? And what do we got? We have here, regret. I know that I cannot change the past. And that's a true statement there. You cannot change the past. You cannot change the future or you make the future, right? But you cannot change the past. You can't go to the future. All we have is the present moment, right? But regret here says, I know I can't change the past. Pisces, if you've ever tore yourself down before, if you've ever constantly engaged in negative self-talk or negative behavior, you can't change the fact that you did that. But what you can change is what you do right now. What you can change is what you do today. How you treat yourself today, how you feel about yourself today, what you choose to believe about who you are today can be totally different than yesterday. So keep that in mind. Always know that you have that ability to go forward. Always know that you have that ability to make change within yourself and the way you feel about yourself and, how you view yourself going forward. All right, my beautiful Pisces. Let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward, okay? All right, guys. So we did all the water, we did all the fire, and we did all the earth sign. Going on into our last but not least zodiac sign here for today's daily reading. We're going to go ahead and have a look here at the Libra gang. So let's see what's going on here, baby. What do we got showing up here for Libra? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. What information is going to be rolling on in here for the zodiac sign of Libra? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. By the way, Jaden, thank you so much for the $2. Really appreciate that. You said, I hope you have an amazing day. You as well. Thank you very much for the generosity, or thank you very much for the donation. That was generous of you. Really appreciate it. All right, guys. What do we got showing up here for Libra? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. So Libra, you had an interesting way of this popping out. You had the devil fly out like this, and then all my other cards kind of just shot out here at this time. So the devil coming out to play, you could be dealing with a Capricorn potentially here for a few of you. If it's not about negativity, it could be about feeling stuck in life. The devil's kind of the number one card here of feeling stuck or feeling trapped. So some of you guys might be feeling trapped in a certain situation right now. If that comes back out, we'll talk about it a little more. We'll analyze it a little more. But so far, that devil energy just came out in your pre-shuffle. Nonetheless, moving on forward into your official reading, we're going to get 2 more shuffles here, Libra. And we'll see what we got going on. Hopefully, all is going to be well for you. Libra, overall energy here for you is going to be the Justice in reverse. So you could be connecting here possibly with a fellow Libra for a few of you. Looking at your current energy, we got the 2 of Swords. What it is you're dealing with, we got here the 9 of Cups. And then the outcome here for you is going to be the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse position. So let's go ahead and talk about it. All right, Libra, Justice in reverse here, 2 of Swords in the upright. Feeling a little unbalanced and not knowing what to do about it. That's the vibe right away that I'm getting here for you, right? Justice reversed, energy of unbalance. 2 of Swords, energy of indecision. You know what it is, though? I feel like you're having a hard time wondering that, because looking at what you're dealing with, 9 of Cups, you feel good about something, but you're wondering, should I feel good that I feel good about something, or should I feel guilty? Why would you feel guilty, though? Looking at the outcome here, Queen of Pentacles reversed, you're taking care of yourself at this time, and maybe you're not taking care of somebody else in the process, and that makes you wonder if you should feel guilty or not about it. That's kind of what it looks like to me. Let's go ahead and get clarification. Clarify the 9 of Cups. We got here the King of Swords. We got here the King of Cups reversed. You know what it looks like, Libra? It kind of looks like maybe a few of you might have cut somebody off. And you know that in doing so, it's definitely made you feel more positive and happy. But maybe on the other side of the coin, you know, the person you're dealing with is unhappy about the situation. So maybe you've chosen to distance yourself from somebody. It works for you, but you know that they're on the other side not being so happy about the situation entirely. And you're like, should I feel guilty or should I feel happy? Because I know that I'm happy with what I'm doing, but in a way, like I kind of still feel upset or guilty for letting somebody else down in the process, you know? So that seems to kind of be the vibe here for you in the next 24 hours. And you know what? In situations like this, I think we have to remind ourselves that the most important thing to do is to make sure that we make ourselves happy. You know, if we're unfulfilled with somebody, if we're not happy being in a relationship, a friendship, whatever the case may be with someone, you know, we don't owe people anything. And as much as that might sound toxic, it's true. We don't owe people anything. And if we are no longer happy with somebody, we have all the more right to walk away from them. And at the end of the day, when you're not happy with someone, whether it's a friend, lover, whoever, it's better to walk away from them than for you to stay around where you won't be happy. And inevitably, they're going to figure out you're not happy and you don't want to be there, so they won't be happy. And it prolongs the relationship. It makes the breakup far more worse, right? Or it makes the disconnect far more worse, whether this is between lovers or friends. So the best thing you can do is be honest. So I know that there might be a little bit of guilt at play here, Libra, but I think you made the right choice. If you're not happy somewhere, you deserve to walk away and walk towards what does make you happy here overall. Okay. All right, the Libra. Moving on forward, we're going to have a look here and see what your lesson's going to be for the next 24 hours. So what's going to be the lesson showing up here for Libra? Whatever lesson that Libras need to hear. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in the next 24 hours. And what do we got? Happiness coming out here too. I believe Taurus got this card as well. If it wasn't Taurus, it was certainly another zodiac sign. But yeah, happiness. It says, I am aware that being happy means that I'm on the right path. Certainly. Libra, are you happier without somebody? Are you happier doing your own thing? You know, even if somebody wants you to do something else, are you happier doing your own thing? If you are, it means you're on the right path. You know, your happiness here says, I'm aware that being happy means I'm on the right path. So if you're happy with what you're doing, you're on the right path. Don't worry about it too much. Don't worry that you're making a mistake walking away from something, because if you didn't want to be there in the first place, walking away was the right choice and the right way to go. Okay, so you definitely are on the right path here. I know that it can hurt letting other people down, but you have to remember your fulfillment's important too. Okay. All right, Team Libra, let's go ahead and keep it popping, pushing and moving forward. And with that being said, guys, thank you all so much for coming out, man, to the daily reading. Really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I am pretty drained, guys, so thank you for bearing with me. Sorry that I got super drained throughout today's read, but hopefully the reads were still good for everybody nonetheless. I really appreciate you guys being here. If everybody here could drop a like, that'd be super cool. Really helps out with the YouTube algorithm, so it's free. If you could drop a like, that'd be sweet. I'd really appreciate it. If you're new here and you're interested in subscribing, if you fuck with the channel, you fuck with the vibes, come on down and subscribe. I'd be more than happy to welcome you here into the Soul family. Would really appreciate it. I did want to mention, guys, coming up tomorrow, I'm going to be uploading Cancer and Leo for the month of April 2023. So if you're a Cancer or a Leo, check out your videos. They will be posted tomorrow, okay, for April 2023. I'm still in the process of working on the April videos, so I'll get those out as quickly as possible to everybody. Just do bear with me, okay? Also, if you're interested, of course, as always, in personal services, products, and so much more, check the link to my description, or the first link in my description below. It's going to be my website. You guys can go there to check all that good stuff out. I kind of talked a little bit yesterday about a new series I wanted to start, which was going to be like a video every Friday where I kind of just sit down, shoot the shit, and give my opinion or give advice about any kind of topics you guys want to ask me about. So I'm in the process of getting that all together. What I will say is, if you guys, I'm going to try to find a way to where you guys can like give me the topics. You know, I did mention you guys can DM me on Instagram of whatever you want to hear me talk about, but maybe if you want to post any kind of topics you'd like to hear me speak on via the description, or not the description, the comment section of this video, I will definitely scroll and riff through them just to see if there's anything that maybe I'd want to speak on that I have experience with, or any good situation I can provide advice on. So I'm still not sure what I'm going to name that series just yet, but I do got to get topics. So anything you guys want to ask me about, anything you want to hear me speak about, you know, leave a comment below or shoot me a DM on Instagram if it's a little bit more personal and you want to be discreet. And yeah, I'll probably make that, you know, the first video. I'll take a look at whatever sticks out to me, and we'll touch base and we'll talk about it, okay? All right, though, guys, I love you all very much. Have a great and amazing Tuesday. Hope all is going to be well with every single one of you, and I will catch everybody in the next video. Much love to my soul family, and guys, take care and have yourselves a good one. Peace.